It's Joe Luzzi, come on! All right, we're doing well? Yeah. All right, so recently single. My now ex-girlfriend, she just moved out of my place, and I chose to not be there, which is basically like preparing to be robbed. So like I left, I came back to figure out like all this stuff that she took, and everything was there. It was like the perfect breakup, or so I thought. Like the more I looked around, I realized she did take some stuff. She took my TV remote. Just to fuck with me. You know what else she took? She took my cat's kitty litter pooper scooper. Like, what is that move about? Is that what you miss from our relationship? Those times we scooped poop together? Or like, I just have nothing in my house worth stealing at all. Like, she's just out there now scooping poop all over town. But yeah, single in New York now. Everyone thinks, oh, it's so great to be in New York and be single. It's not at all. Like I went out with this one girl, first date, like the nicest person I'd ever met in my entire life. Second date, even nicer. Third date, not so nice. Turns out the first two dates, she was high on heroin. Yeah. Oh yeah. And now she's out of heroin and demanding that I buy her more heroin. Like, what a treat for me. Another girl complained of me being distant while I was inside of her. Like, I don't know how much closer I can get right now. I'm inside of you. But I do like crazy women, right? No? Anybody else? Ooh, there. Me and you, buddy. But like crazy women are just better, but like, when you're with the crazy woman, you fight a lot, right? So like in my moments of defeat, I'll be thinking like, oh, I just need to get a nice, normal girlfriend. Then I think a little bit harder, but then what? Like we're just gonna be nice and get along? It's so boring, Like I like when my girl gets home from work, I'm like, oh, how was your day today, babe? And her response is, great. How the fuck was your day today, Joe? See what she did there? She took a boring weeknight, turned it into a Tuesday night fight and fuck. God bless her. Trying to be better about recycling. Sometimes people care about the environment and clap when I say that. You guys don't give a fuck about the environment at all. That's great. But yeah, so like, I was like, all right, today's the day I'm gonna be a good person, and I'm gonna recycle. So I like took this big pile of newspapers to the dumpster. I had like the pile in one arm. I was lifting the lid of the dumpster in the other arm. And it was in that moment that I saw something. I saw a person inside the dumpster staring at me. Like alive. Like, I don't know if you've ever opened the lid of a dumpster and found a person inside staring at you, but it's a frightening fucking moment in your life. Like the first thing that went through my brain was, I don't want to die like this. Then I noticed something else. This person's not alone. Two bums making sex to each other in a dumpster, looking at me while I'm trying to recycle. And you gotta realize, like, time had slowed down. So I'm still, like, throwing this pile of newspapers, and it just hits this guy right in the face, like confetti. It's like already a low moment in your life for having sex in a dumpster. You don't need trash thrown on you. But so then the guy, he starts to freak out. He starts screaming at me. So I freaked out and I slammed the lid shut on his head. I walked away from him and recycling forever. The environment's on its own now. Then I kept thinking like, wow, what an incredible way to get interrupted during sex. You know, I hope I don't ever experience the equivalent of that. But then I thought a little bit harder, and I have, and I'm going to share that with you guys right now. So like me and this date, we went up to this cabin with a bunch of our friends. Basically like no privacy to have sex at all. So then everybody's down at the river, so we're like, all right, perfect time for a quickie, right? So we go up to the cabin, everything's going great. And then my brother decided he wanted to know where we went. So he comes up and sticks his head inside the door, like right at the climax of what we're doing. And he screams my name, Joe! The entire time I had an orgasm. Like, I don't know if your brother's ever screamed your name while you're coming, but it feels good, but it doesn't. That's my time, thank you.
Let's keep it going for Joe Luzzi!